How could this happen? America's symbol of democracy overtaken by an angry mob. The Capitol Police overwhelmed. Reinforcements would not arrive for hours. These three men were in charge of security, but before two Senate committees basically said it wasn't their fault.
A clear lack of accurate and complete intelligence across several federal agencies contributed to this event, and not poor planning by the United States Capitol Police.
Every Capitol Police daily intelligence report between January 4 and January 6th, including on January 6th, forecast the chance of civil disobedience or arrest during the protests as remote to improbable.
They blamed federal agencies for not knowing what was planned. An FBI memo warning of possible violence was sent to Capitol Hill police. They testified it wasn't forwarded to them, but they admitted they did have an assessment days before the attack.
The assessment indicated that members of the Proud Boys, white supremacist groups, Antifa, and other extremist groups were expected to participate on January 6th, and that they may be inclined to become violent.
The intelligence assessment I'm quoting here indicated that members of the Proud Boys, white supremacist groups, Antifa, and other extremist groups were expected to participate in the January 6th event, and they may be inclined to become violent. How much more intelligence do we need than that?
They insisted they moved the perimeter back as a result, but it was poorly guarded, and the fence a temporary bike rack. Asked about when they called for the National Guard before and during the riot, they pointed fingers.
My recollection was at 1:09, while I was sitting in the command center watching things rapidly deteriorate, I made a phone call. The phone call was made in the presence of, I believe, both my assistant chiefs and possibly my general counsel, at which time I made the initial request that we need to activate the National Guard. The situation's bad on the West Front. I followed up at 1:22 to check on the status of the request.
Senator, from my recollection, I did not receive a request for approval for National Guard until shortly after 2 p.m.
And the former chief of the Capitol Police defended his actions, saying they couldn't have been prepared for this.
No civilian law enforcement agency, to include the United States Capitol Police, is trained or equipped to repel an insurrection of thousands of individuals focused on breaching a building at all costs.
Many senators expressed concern at that, saying that is exactly what police here should be prepared for. Now, this was just the first hearing. Up next, members of the Department of Defense and the FBI will be here to explain what they did, what they didn't do, and why. Patty Culhane, Al Jazeera, Washington.